Husayn Zada, the father of Sister Masuma Husayn Zada, who was assassinated and martyred last Thursday during A'mals at Kabul Masjid. And please recite Surah Fatiha for all the marhumeens. Suratul Mubarakatul Fatiha.
سورة الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على الحبيب المصطفى أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. وأما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وفرقانه الحميد، وهو أصدق القائلين: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. مولاي صاحب العصر والزمان, my dear elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When it comes to the best of deeds to be performed during this holy month, it is narrated that our Prophet has said, "He who increases in sending salawat on Muhammad and Ali Muhammad during the holy month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment will ensure that his scale of deeds is heavily weighted in his favor." On a day when the scales of deeds are hollow and weightless. In another tradition, Rasulullah is narrated to have said, "Whomsoever sends salawat on me once, lam yabqa lahu min adh-dhunubi dharra." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ensure that every single atom of his sins are wiped off completely. In another tradition, it is narrated that our eighth holy Imam, Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Ridha alayhi salatu wassalam, has said, "If any of you finds difficulty in searching for a way to have his or her sins forgiven and wiped off, then he should persist in sending salawat on Muhammad and Ali Muhammad for salawat." For salawat will obliterate the sins to annihilation. In another tradition, salawat will annihilate the sins just as fire turns wood into ashes. And we will find that there are many traditions enticing us to increase sending salawat on Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. yet we will find that this very salawat, which was supposed to transcend us many levels of spirituality, has become a mere vibration of our lips. We have become so accustomed to its recitation that maybe we view it as an insignificant ritual. Maybe it has become yet another bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have taken for granted. Much like this life, the oxygen around us, food, water, security. In fact, the love of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad is the most valuable and precious of all Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's bounties and blessings. And salawat is an exhibition of that love. A man once came to Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam and said, Imam, please pray for me, for I am in a very desperate state. I have nothing in my possession. Imam replied to him, please do not state that which is untrue. The man replied, Imam, I am telling the truth. I have nothing in my possession. Imam replied back, do you love us, the Ahlul Bayt? The man replied, more than life itself. Imam asked, so if someone was to present all the wealth of this world to you and asks you in return to trade your love for Muhammad and Ali Muhammad, would you be prepared to do this trade? The man replied, never. Imam said, no, that for as long as you hold our wilayah in your heart, then there is no one more wealthier than you in this creation. In verse 56, chapter 33 of the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presents a very interesting invitation to all of us. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Verily, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all His angels are sending their salutations on the Prophet. If we pause here for a moment and ponder on the word yusalluna, we would find that it points to an infinite act, meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all His angels have been, are, and will continue to send their salams and salutations on the Prophet. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. O you who believe, you too come and join me. Look at this honor, brothers and sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is presenting an open-ended invitation to all of us. You too are invited to indulge in this magnanimous act. When we recite salawat, for that moment at least, we are receiving the grand honor of engaging in an act that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself is engaging in that particular moment. What an honor. Can we even begin to fathom the value of this simple salawat on Muhammad and Ali Muhammad? For as long as we are unable to comprehend this, we may never be able to comprehend the urge of sacrificing oneself for his Imam. But let me take you to Karbala to draw some inspiration from a young man, merely a year or two older than me. At the tender age of 13, he understood and taught us the value of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. On the night of Ashura, when this young Qasim ibn al-Hasan alayhi salam was asked, Son Qasim, how do you see death? He replied, sacrifice defending you, O Uncle Husayn, death is sweeter than honey. And so on the afternoon of the day of Ashura, after all the companions had valiantly offered their sacrifice, after Ali al-Akbar had been martyred, Qasim alayhi salam approaches his uncle Husayn, and after much deliberation, when Qasim was finally given the permission by his uncle Husayn, Qasim approaches the battlefield with a beautiful smile. The enemies testify that a young boy whose face was illuminating like a full moon came into the battlefield. Qasim fought valiantly, sending many of the enemies to the fire of hell. Eventually, one man approaches him deceptively from behind and strikes his sword on the head of Qasim. As my master Qasim falls to the ground, he calls with his loudest voice, "Adrikni ya Amma! Uncle Husayn, please hurry to my help!" History writes that such was the love for Qasim in the heart of Imam al-Husayn that he immediately launches an attack on the enemies who were surrounding Qasim. When the enemies saw Imam al-Husayn approaching them like a ferocious lion, they came bewildered and began fleeing in every direction. The enemies from the Maymana, the right flank, fled towards the left, and the enemies from the Maysara, the left flank fled towards the right. Amidst this mayhem, a cloud of dust engulfed the earth of Karbala. But in all this chaos, Qasim laid on the ground as the enemies were fleeing right and left. They trampled upon the body of Qasim with the hooves of their horses. When the cloud of dust settled, Imam al-Husayn reaches the body of Qasim, only to find his body broken and mutilated in every way. Qasim's soul had departed his body. Imam al-Husayn sits near the body of Qasim, crying profusely. Here he said a line that cuts the vein of the heart, my brothers and sisters. Hugging the body of Qasim to his holy chest, placing his cheek on the cheek of Qasim, with a sigh and a broken voice, Imam says, يعز على عمك أن تناديه فلا يجيبك. O Qasim, it pains your uncle that you called him for help, and he could not reach you in time. And when he reached you, he could not be of any help to you. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا آل محمد أي منقلب ينقلبون.